Órale vatos, estoy Rudkowski de WeAreChange here in Michoacan, Cheran, an anarchistic town filled with 30,000 anarchists. So right now we are standing on the top of Cheran with megaphones blasting throughout the entire city mariachi music. But it's not just mariachi music that the city and community uses these microphones for. They actually blast community announcements and warnings to the city through these loudspeakers, making sure everyone participates and knows what's happening in this totally free anarchistic state. I'm here with Rodrigo, who lives in the state of Michoacan. He knows a lot about the history here and a lot about the place that we're standing on here as well right now, which has a very, very interesting story.
So right in this spot, what happened when the city was threatened by abusive and corrupt government officials, organized crime, or whoever who wanted to threat the city of Cheran, there was a member of the uprising movement that was receiving these attackers with sniper shots.
Yeah, so this was a big part of the liberation that happened here when the city of Cheran just threw out government, police, and organized crime from its entire city. And it's been an incredible experiment that we're here documenting. Here with Jeff Berwick, the dollar vigilante, who's a big proponent of anarchy. And right now we are in the utopia capital of anarchism, and that is Cheran, Mexico. Jeff, how are you feeling here?
Oh, I love it. As soon as we drove in, there's a security checkpoint, and they don't allow any politicians, anyone with any political parties, signs on their car. Police, they kicked them all out. They kicked the government out about 7 years ago. And as soon as we entered, it was like the nicest, it's almost like paradise, really. Like, everyone is so nice, it's so relaxed, so tranquil. They've had no crime. There was a lot of crime here when there was government and police. A lot of extortions, a lot of kidnappings and murders. They've had nothing since then, and the people are so friendly. They offer us to come into their house and use their washroom. Everyone who drives by waves at us. Very relaxed, very cheap. We had about 20 amazing tacos called carnitas with about 3 Coca-Colas. The total bill was 200 pesos, $10. Yeah. Everyone's so friendly. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, everyone's smiling here, and even though the U.S. State Department advises American citizens to not go here no matter what, this is actually one of the safest places that you could be with no murders, no kidnappings in a number of years, primarily because this town kicked out all the police and the local government from even existing here.
I could live off this stuff, man. I could live here.
The chaos of it all. Happy, friendly people conducting consensual transactions. It's just almost too scary. I haven't seen anyone who's not smiling yet. I think this may be the model.
So right now I'm with Rodrigo, and the history here that Rodrigo that you've been telling me is extremely, extremely deep.
So the history over here in Michoacan, it's something that's not new, because the people from this land have been well known for not letting themselves dominate by someone else. Right now, the situation it was with the cartels and the government. They were taking advantage of them in a horrible way, but it's not the first one. Like I told you, it used to be the Spanish people, then even before them the Aztecs, and nobody has been able to submit them to their will.
So a long history of resistance, a long history of anarchy, and we're going to talk to a very interesting guy that you helped us set up.
We are about to meet one of the most respected elders here in town. His name is, well, he's known as Tata Meche. And this guy knows the history of the whole place. Not only the thing that has been taking place lately. Also, all of these uprisings that have happened throughout history, in which they reject another people who wants to dominate them.
Yep. And spread freedom and anarchy. So this is definitely going to be interesting. Let's go talk to him.
Esta vida que llevo es muy bonita, de ponerme con mis cuates a tomar, sirvan copas, botellas y canciones.
How do they deal with crime? What happened since the police were kicked out, and how has crime been in the town?
So they're about to begin the third stage of this council, which is like the government over here. Not so much government though, but the way they have been dealing with crime, it's there used to be a lot of murders, a lot of like kidnaps and extortions and several things like that. But since they took like control of that thing, they kicked those guys out, and as well as the politicians, because so some of them were involved. So the only crime they have been seeing over here are like juvenile misbehavior, guys who broke windows or stuff like that, but nothing else more than that. So when it comes to security, they have like their own like groups of people who's in charge of that. It's called Ronda Comunitaria, and they are the ones who are like taking care of the people who's like not being able to take care for themselves.
So there's no crime here ever since they kicked out the police. Very little crime, juvenile crime. How do they deal with the juvenile crime?
So the problem has been derived out of drug addiction, and the younger generation are, I mean, like the ones in the younger generation are the ones who are committing those crimes, and they're related to well, drug consumption. It's an agency for rehabilitation. It's called Nuevo Amanecer. It's in charge to rehabilitate all of the population, not only the young people. And they are the ones who are like Alcoholics Anonymous that have been in the town for quite a while.
Can you tell us how the government system operates and how it works here?
¿Cómo opera el sistema de gobierno aquí y cómo funciona? When crime was very big in town, there was an uprising, so they threw them out of the town, and right after that they organized in a way in which their ancients used to do so, a very ancient government system from the Purépecha people. So the government is working in a way that it used to work before the Spanish came to this land, and the way that is, it's horizontal and circular. It's collective. Everyone's taking a part in something, and there are no hierarchies.
Would you describe Cheran as being in a state of anarchy?
He would say yes. Cheran is in a state of anarchy, but he wouldn't say that before because he just had like the mainstream definition of anarchy, which was conceived as mayhem, as mess, as chaos. But now that he knows what anarchy really means, he is sure Cheran is taking that place, because anarchy is self-government, total freedom, and without an established leadership.
Does he have any tips and advice for other people who are in struggle to do what they did?
So his tip and advice for people who's under the struggle of authoritarian regimes would be that get rid of conflict, because conflict always has violence with it, and in that way you can build a new system, a new form of societal organization. So his message to the world would be that humanity is in disorder right now, and humanity needs to go back to order. And there is a word, Juramukwa, that means self of governance that is based on the governance of oneself. And then you have order within yourself so you can give that to the society, which would have as an outcome an organized society.
Is there anything else he wants to say or share with us?
¿Hay algo más que le gustaría decir o compartir con nosotros? So his last comment would be that Nana Echeri, which is Mother Earth, is struggling because of so many atrocities that are taking place right now among people and to the environment as well. We need to restore a healthy relationship, humanity and Mother Earth. We need to restore a relationship like that so things could work in a better way.